Hello and welcome everyone to our workshop on Be a Brand Champion. I am Distinguished Toastmaster Priscilla Dias, member of Quiz Challengers Toastmasters Club, the one and only in District 20. I can proudly say or brag about it that I am the first place champion of the evaluation speech contest of District 20. And that's about me. Today, I'm going to be your MC. And at the end of this 60 minutes that we have scheduled for this workshop, it is our goal to ensure that we will all go back with a renewed vigor to be Toastmasters brand champions. And what better way than to do it today, the first day of our new Toastmaster year, to pledge to ourselves and to work on promoting Toastmasters through its brand image and, of course, making ourselves the proud Toastmasters brand champions. But first, what is a brand? We need to know what is a brand. The definition of brand is a product, service, or concept that is publicly distinguished from other products, services, or concepts so that it can be easily communicated and usually marketed. Branding is also the promoting and disseminating the brand name, its qualities, and personality. So now that what brand is, we have two eminent personalities from the Toastmasters fraternity who have invested a significant amount of their time to create brand champions. They themselves are brand champions and they have created brand champions within their respective districts and beyond. Now, I will introduce them to you in a while. You know them also, but before we go to that, I would like to introduce Zoom tech moderator, Toastmaster Taufik. And Toastmaster Taufik is the Area 30 Director of District 20. He was recently awarded, and he can brag about this, the Toastmaster of the Year Award for 2020-22 at District 20 Toastmasters Annual Conference held May 2023. Now, if we are all here today, and for those who will join, we have a huge seating here right now. And for that, thank Distinguished Toastmaster Rajesh, the immediate past District Director of District 116, for providing us with his Zoom account so that we can accommodate so many to conduct this event. Another thing, this session is to be interactive. So please address your queries directly to me in the chat, Priscilla Dias. Just send your queries to me and I will ensure that these queries are taken up with our experts when it's time to address these queries. Now, also, our event is currently being live streamed on YouTube. So please feel free to share the link with those who are not able to attend the session today and to benefit from this knowledge that is being shared here. To begin with, let me invite the newly elected Public Relations, Distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan Barreto, to begin with this workshop. Distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan Barreto.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Priscilla, for that introduction. I want you all to imagine that I am the VP PR. My first day at the job. I don't know anything about PR. I have been elected against my will and I have received a call from the Toastmaster of the day. And he wants me to create a poster for the meeting that is coming up on 3rd July. I don't know anything about branding. I don't know what posters are supposed to be made for the club. But I know there is a product called Canva. So I'm going to see if I can make a poster in Canva. Somebody told me there is something called a brand manual, but I don't have enough time to read about the brand manual. The Toastmaster of the day has told me, I want a theme, and the theme is rainy days. I responded to him, rainy days? You know we are in Kuwait, right? You know that the temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. Yeah, but we are all Indians. It's raining in India, so it's rainy days as a theme. But it's 50 degrees. That's, I think, 122 degrees Fahrenheit for those who use the imperial system. You can literally fry an egg on the road in Kuwait. And you want a rainy day theme? Okay, you'll get a rainy day theme. Let me see what I can do in Canva. So I will quickly open up my Canva. Give me a second. And I just got an account in Canva. So I'm going to say I want to create a poster. Remember, please keep in mind, this is not a session on Canva. I'm just showing you as a new VPPR who hasn't understood what is branding. What am I supposed to do? I'll say create a design. Let's make a Facebook post because that's where I will be posting this. And I have been told that the whole meeting is about rainy days. So let me see in the themes if I can find something called rainy days. So I know that in Canva we have lot of these themes available. So here I can see something on rain. So let me just click on it. And this looks like a rainy day. So I'm going to use this theme. I don't know whether this is right or wrong, but I'm going to use it. In fact, I just realized looking at this theme that I might have found the word of the day, pluviophile. What does it mean? A lover of rain, and whole theme is about rain. So I'm going to use this theme. What else do I need to do? Somebody told me I should be putting a logo of the Toastmasters. Okay, let me see if I have some logo with me. I think I had uploaded some time back a logo. There it is. I have another one. This looks better. And let me put this logo here. This is fine. I'll put my club name. So I will make a, let's say, something fun, rain. So let me go with a green color because I think green represents rain. So I'll put here, what shall I put? I'll put my club name, which is Smart Toastmasters Club. Let's make it very interesting. Let's select a nice looking font. Perhaps this one. And then I'll put some more details. Maybe the meeting ID. And the password. And I think I'm done. I'm very happy with what I have done. I think this will attract our Toastmaster of the day. What else can I do? I'm a new at this job. So let's publish this on the Facebook, on wherever social media, and I'm done. What do you think? Over to you, Master of Ceremonies, Priscilla. I hope you liked my poster. It took me only 5 minutes.
That's a post. Oh, just let me look at it once again. Can you just put it up? I can't see what you're, just for me to have a look at it once again. Oh my gosh. Are you going to publish this poster?
Well, I spent a lot of time on it. It looks very creative. It will attract a lot of people. And it has a theme. The theme is rainy day.
But I can't see anything in it. I can only see droplets. Anyway, audience, what do you think? Check what poster is all about and how possibly we can make it brand compliant. Don't you agree that it is not brand compliant right now? Come. I just want to run a poll, and then we will see how we can better. According to me, this is not brand. Can you see the poll?
I think she's having a little difficulty in connections, but can we run the poll?
Can you also? Oh, it says fail to launch poll. Well, okay, there you go. Can you see the poll now? Here who have just told me that no, it is not brand compliant.
Okay, let me end the poll. Let's find out what is wrong with this according to our. So this is the results. There are two people who actually think this is brand compliant. I don't know whether they're just having fun at a cost, but that is what the poll says.
I am sure they're having fun.
Okay, let me run the second poll myself, Priscilla, because there are some. Stop sharing and close. Back. The second poll is, what do you think is a problem with this?
Wow. Interesting.
So let me end the poll, and these are the results, Priscilla. There are 3 people who think there are no errors at all.
Wow. Well, we shall see. Are you? Can we stop sharing the poll? So we see that, okay, just a second. The colors are wrong, 90%, and I 100% agree with that. Fonts are wrong. Logo is not placed correctly. The image is not brand compliant. I agree with all of you. This is not a brand compliant poster. So what are we here for? Complete waste of time. Distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan wasted our time. You agree? But don't leave. We are here to learn and to be brand champions. So let me bring our next expert, Toastmaster Bindu Pillai. She is the brand specialist and has been with the PR team of District 116 for the last 3 years. So there is a pool of knowledge there, which she is going to share with us today. But let me tell you, she's also the proud recipient of the Toastmaster of the Year award of District 116, which was awarded to her recently at the District 116 Toastmasters Annual Conference in May. Now, today is also her first day as the Area 15 Director of District 116. And she is so excited, but she just doesn't know what her excitement is about, because she is a Toastmaster. She is right now in this event, at this workshop, delivering this workshop, and at the same time taking pride in being the area director in District 116. Please put your hands together for the expert, Toastmaster Bindu Pillai.
Thank you, DTM Priscilla. Can you hear me clear?
Yes, Bindu, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Excellent. A big hello from District 116, Qatar, to all the brand ambassadors and enthusiasts who have joined this session tonight with us. Distinguished Toastmaster Priscilla, I totally understand your frustration, and we clearly saw the poll results as well, right? And I'm one of those persons who feel very disheartened when I come across brand violations, or let's put it as the errors that we make. Thank you to our very new VPPR, Distinguished Toastmaster Kajatan, for designing this flyer. And I'm sure it must have been a stress as a first timer to put all these elements together based on the theme given by the Toastmaster of the day. And believe me, I have been through this as well. Now let us analyze what our VPPR could have done better. Today, I will take you through what is branding, the importance of it, and how is it relevant for you. Ready? Now, to understand what is branding, there is a very famous quote from Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon. He says, your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. You must understand that every brand has a story to tell. It is that story that is being communicated through you and me. So we need to be consistent in what we speak and what we do. Now, a brand, is it mere a set of logos or just the business card? No, it is an experience. You are living what is being marketed. The brand is represented by everything that we say and what we do. And by communicating one consistent look, tone, and message, people not only know what to expect, and they expect what they know. Imagine you are going to a Toastmasters club in US or in India. You expect to see a club banner, won't you? You expect to see an agenda in place. You expect to see a timer with a timer cards or a timing machine with red, yellow, and green. You expect the members and the club officers to come and greet you. This is the expectation set by the brand. Each club has a unique personality, but still, it must be recognized as being connected to the international organization, which is the Toastmasters International. And how can clubs achieve this? It is by using the brand colors, the fonts, the logos, and the enduring tagline. And what is our tagline? Where leaders are made correct. So every brand has a promise to make. And do you know what the promise is for Toastmasters? Empowering individuals through personal and professional development. And this promise, my friends, is the expected tangible benefit that members will receive from their Toastmasters experience. And now let us go to what is in it for you as a member or as a leader. As a member, what we must understand is every member, you and me, are part of branding. And as I said earlier, the brand is represented through everything we do and say. Each member will interact with the brand in a variety of ways, from communicating with the prospective members, to building new clubs, to the materials used in the club meeting, the education modules, the conferences, etc. Now, what is in it as a leader? As a leader, you must know that all the materials for use in the club are available in the Toastmasters website, the resources library. TTM Priscilla, would you mind please share the link in the chat box for all? Every leader must go through the brand manual located in the brand portal of the resources tab. Again, it's available in the Toastmasters International website. You don't have to ask anyone for it. The design elements, the branded pictures, the logos, all can be downloaded from the TI website. All are available for use. Just remember, contrast is key. Now, the link to the brand portal and to the photo gallery, TTM Priscilla, can you please paste it in the chat window? And again, as a leader, if you're compelled to design your own certificates, trophies, ribbons, which fall under the non-authorized category, all you need to do you know, is to raise a trademark use request. And you attach the design for approval from the trademarks and the branding team, sorry. And this is also valid for even if you want to have a Toastmasters International logo on the cake or or you want to order some cookies, doesn't matter, whatever it is, have the design prepared, upload it on the trademark use request, and then seek approval from them. Again, and I would like to inform all our new VPPRs that there are many flyers readily available for use in the resource library. All you need to do is to key in the club name, timings, and contact number. Save it and share it across to all your prospective guests. Now, TTM Priscilla, let's come back to the flyer created by our VPPR. Now, let me ask you, what do you think? Let's go through the elements one by one. TTM Priscilla, you are there?
Thank you, Toastmaster Taufik. Yes, Toastmaster Bindu. You were asking a question.
I have brought in the flyer, which was created by DTM Kajetan. Now let's go through the elements one by one. And what do you think?
Okay.
The very first thing that comes to your mind.
Let me look at it. Personally, I would have not placed that flyer in the corner right down over there because it looks like it's lost. Though it is big, it is lost.
Correct. Although the position of the logo is correct, being the bottom right, it is essential to have a clear space around the logo. Why? To keep it distinct in the flyer. TI mandates that the logo is an integral piece of the visual identity as part of branding, and that it has to be applied correctly and consistently to accelerate engagement, raise the organization's credibility, and improve awareness for generations to come. So, my dear friends, the positioning of the logo and the clear space around the logo is very important in a flyer. Next, Priscilla, anything else?
I just have a feeling that this like smart, what is it, Toastmasters Club, but I don't get it clear. It isn't clear to me. It looks all gibberish. So even meeting number ID, it's very difficult to read this font that has been used. I think it's the font that is the concern for me. It's very difficult to read.
Right. And you know why? The contrast is key. Because on a lighter background, you must use a dark colored text and vice versa. Okay. So something else which I noticed, let me say, where does this club belong to? No area, division, district which is mentioned. Well, there's a meeting ID which is provided as well. And how will a prospective guest ever understand, which online meeting platform to use? Anything else, Priscilla, which you see?
As you mentioned, there's no date, time. So I don't know when. I do want to attend this meeting. I do want to put it in my calendar so that I will be able to attend whenever it is. Put in as a reminder, but I don't see time, date, absolutely nothing. I don't know where this club belongs to, which district, which area. I find the information incomplete. So I don't know how am I ever going to make it to this club meeting.
Again, you know why? This flyer was totally created with a meeting theme in mind, the rainy days. For a prospective guest, the date, time of the meeting is very important. Which online platform is important? How will they log in? And the word, the preview file and its meaning. I was really confused if it is the word of the day or even the meeting theme. I certainly cannot gauge. And I would challenge the new VPPR to read through the brand manual at least once and redesign this flyer from a branding perspective. Don't you think so?
Absolutely, because I don't find it brand compliant at all. And it's really confusing as to whether I am going in for a rain dance or a Toastmasters meeting.
True. Let's go for a quick recap. So the logo, keep it distinct, right? A clear space around the logo. The ideal locations would be the top left or the bottom right, doesn't matter, but a clear space is very important. Follow the branding guidelines. Remember, contrast is key. Use trademark approvals for any non-authorized items like trophies, ribbons, certificates that you design. And finally, use the resource library to get access to all the materials and the documentation. Now, to conclude, keep in mind that all meeting flyers are intended for the guests. That's why we need to eliminate the usage of shortcuts like TMOD, GE, right? WOD, we know, but the guest wouldn't. And include what's in it for a guest. What would they benefit from? Toastmasters. And finally, to conclude, when in doubt, ask. So the rule of thumb goes, check brand manual. If not specified, write to brand@toastmasters.org and share the response with all of us. TT and Priscilla, please, can you share the link, brand@toastmasters.org? And believe me, any member can ask. It's not restricted to the VPPR or the district PR manager. Any member can ask a question on branding and get it clarified. But please make sure that you share with the co-members, with all the members of your fraternity. Finally, I conclude with a reminder to all: know and protect your brand. Remember, it has a story to tell. Back to you, distinguished Toastmaster Priscilla.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bindu, for enlightening us on the brand manual, as to say, and I'm for letting us know what we should be following. We had this poster, and you showed us how we can make this poster that was created brand compliant. So I knew, when in doubt, throw it out. But today I've learned that when in doubt, we need to ask, and we need to refer to the brand manual for anything that we are doing with Toastmasters. Posters or any material that we are creating, it should be brand compliant. Now, Toastmaster Bindu has taken you through all the points, the key things that we need to look into, the contrast, where the logo should be placed. And she's given us a whole given us all the links to where we can find all this in the resources, in the brand manual, the brand portal, and how to write to brand@toastmasters.org or at trademarks@toastmasters.org to answer all your questions, all your queries, and to make your posters or whatever the material is, to make it brand compliant. Now, let's go back to our VPPR, the newly appointed VPPR, and let's see if he is willing to change that poster that he has made, and if he has been inspired by Toastmaster Bindu. Now, we all know who is the VPPR. But to make this workshop interactive, he played the role of VPPR. Now, he thinks that most of the branding issues are because we tend to focus on meeting themes, exactly as though the way he prepared his poster, rather than on the Toastmasters core message, having to put in workshops in the meetings is what he would prefer, rather than a meeting theme. He is our first expert at branding. He created these branding initiatives during the COVID period, and also created this WhatsApp community through which we all are here at this event. And I will share the link to the WhatsApp group so that others who would like to join this group can join the group. Now, if you are already part of the group, then please share it with others who you think will benefit from this group. Let me invite distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan to see how he's going to change that poster that he made to brand compliant. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan.
Thank you, DTM Priscilla. I wanted to stick to my poster because I love it, and I wanted to argue with a brand expert, Bindu, but I think she's right. It is sometimes, and it is so common even after so many months as a VPPR, I see posters and communication posted even in the International Toastmasters group. And I'll share an example where I got my inspiration to make this poster, by the way, where we focus so much on the themes, and our VPPRs try to create everything. Maybe they are told by their Toastmaster of the day or the president to focus on the theme. But is theme really what? First of all, theme is something that we can always use to add some interest in the meeting. But as Bindu said, what's the core message? What are we trying to do in Toastmasters? And if we can send that message, then that is what is important. And what I have learned now, assuming I'm still the VPPR, I'm not, but assume I'm the VPPR. Everything that we want is available. So when we say, when Priscilla has shared the links in the chat, we don't really need links, to be frank with you. Just go to Google or the Toastmasters website, but I find Google faster because I'll show you an example what I mean by this. So let me share my screen now, and we will go through some interactive process of how a VPPR should go about finding what he or she needs. I hope my connection is better now. So if we want to talk about brand manual, you can literally just type Toastmasters brand manual, and the first thing you'll get is the brand manual right there on the screen. Right? You don't have to even go to toastmaster.org, resources, brand, just type brand manual, and there it is. Right? And download it and go through it. It might take us at the most an hour of good quality time to go through the concepts that are explained in the manual. But that's about it. If we want more, for example, resources, the whole brand portal is here. We can go through the logos, and all the logos are available to us. So information is there. So instead of approaching any design with a theme in mind, look at what Toastmasters has available for us. So when we talk about resources and we talk about brand portal, for example, and we have this marketing resources that we can use out of the box, right? Take, for example, a club meeting invitation. Assume you are a new VPPR and you don't have time to design, or you don't want to make mistakes. Why don't you just simply download the file and use it? You know, it's a brand compliant. All you have to do is send a personalized invitation to whoever you want to invite for your meeting. So you have this ready-made template for you. You don't have to waste your time making this template. Similarly, if you go through this pages after pages, you'll find enough material that is available to you that you can use out of the box. So that's the first part, that we don't really have to overthink when it comes to the task that we have to do. Reach out to resources that are available on the Toastmasters website. And that is one of the reasons, by the way, I had created this WhatsApp community, and now we are more than 450 in the WhatsApp group, just to maybe get faster answers. Because sometimes what happens is you read the brand manual and you have something in mind. You want to use something. You want to use a trophy. You did not find it in the brand manual. And your first question is like, can I use this? And if you did not find it in the brand manual, your immediate thought process should be, yes, I cannot use it, rather than can I use it? So if you take that approach, you know that this branding is available to create a singular message. And remember, again, as Bindu said, we are creating brand communication for non-Toastmasters. We want to attract them. And if we attract them under false pretenses, for example, my poster, rainy days, maybe people are coming with umbrellas thinking that that's what Toastmasters is all about, that they'll have some information about rain. But okay, you'll get some information in that meeting. But what about the subsequent meetings? Let's say you create a meeting around mental health. Great, fine. But if a member joins your club because of that meeting, he will or she will get disappointed because that's not what is going to be covered in the next meeting. The only thing that will be covered in any Toastmaster and every Toastmaster meeting is how to speak better, how to be a leader. Other than that, we don't have any additional skills that we deliver in Toastmasters, right? We are only focused on making you a better communicator and a leader by default, right? So if your messages, if you create workshops, let's say, how to deliver a great impromptu speech, yeah, focus on that. That's your great theme. You can have a workshop on feedback, how to give effective feedback, because that's what we do in each and every meeting. So you can have themes that are focused on leadership, communication, but most importantly, communicate to your non-Toastmaster prospects that in every meeting you are going to get three things: speeches, an opportunity to speak impromptu, and you will get feedback. These three things remain constant throughout any Toastmaster meeting. They should remain, because I do know there are some advanced clubs who deviate from that, but 99% of the clubs should be all about developing their members' communication skills. It should be about giving opportunities to speak on the feet, and third, to give good feedback so that we improve. With that in mind, let's see what I could have done in that poster that I originally created. And you tell me whether that poster is good enough to be published. Let me share my screen. So I went to the brand manual and I checked what are the fonts I can use, what are the colors I can use, what kind of images I can use. And obviously there was some feedback from my co-trainers that I should have given more details about the meeting, the date and the time, and whether it was Zoom. So I took all this feedback and I created this. So I have used a specific color. In this case, I went beyond the standard colors that are available in your brand palette. Recently, about a year back, I think they also gave us an option to create what we call gradients. So there are certain colors that you can combine to give a better effect. So I have used a gradient as my background. I have used the Toastmaster logo. I have given enough space. I hope Bindu approves the breathing space given around the logo. I've used Montserrat as the font for the body, and I have used So Sans Pro as the font for the rest of the poster. I've given my club details, I've given the meeting number, and I have focused on what people are going to get out of it. I had a fight with the Toastmaster of the day because I am not showing anything about the rainy day. I am telling them that come to my meeting because you will get powerful prepared speeches, you can participate in impromptu speaking, and you will receive helpful feedback. This is what I want to communicate. I went to the brand manual, I went to the resources, and I believe I have done the right thing. And as a VPPR, I'm going to fight for this, that these are the messages as a club, Smart Toastmasters. This is what I want to focus on. I did mention that the Toastmaster of the day will share his thoughts on the rains and monsoon. Fine, but it is not the core message that I want to convey to the audience. I've given my date and time. You may think that this color is not brand compliant. It is, because if I use a gradient, I can use certain colors over the gradients to highlight certain things. So in my opinion, after reading, I could be wrong. In my opinion, this is fully brand compliant communication that I will share to the outside world. And I do want to highlight something very important when it comes to branding versus design. For me, branding is black and white. When I look at something, when somebody posts something in the TI branding WhatsApp group, I can say this is brand compliant, yes or no. There is no in between. It's a switch, right? It's either brand compliant or it's not brand compliant. And it's very easy to attain brand compliance because the entire brand kit is very straightforward. The color codes are specific, the fonts are specific, the image is specific, and the logo is specific. So you can create very quickly brand compliant content. The problem I see most of the time we face is design. And people confuse design with branding. They're not. Design, of course, if you bring in an expert designer, he will give you good tips on creating the right design to help the viewer follow the instructions in a certain direction. Let's say English from left to right, from top to bottom, the rule of third. There are certain principles that are natural for designing. But as a design, as I said, is always subjective. If I created this design, the one which I showed you just now, and if I ask all the 115 participants, each will have certain suggestions. Maybe in not this background color, why don't you use the maroon background color? But that is a design decision, not a branding decision, right? So we have to keep this two elements separate, because we have to understand each person has his own preferences, right? So when you have 3 photos you want to push, somebody will say align them to the left, someone else will say put them on the right. Is either one of them right or wrong? They are both right. Neither one is wrong. So design part is something that we can always discuss, but you cannot say I'm right, your picture should be here, otherwise it is it's not branding issue, it's a design issue, right? So keep these two aspects in mind, branding and design. Branding, try to be 100% brand compliant. Design depends upon your artistic perception. Like, I'm not a good designer, by the way. My Priscilla, who is, by the way, those who don't know her, she's my wife. She's sitting in the other room, and she's the MC for today's event. She is more passionate when it comes to the design elements. She spends more time. If I was to ask to create a design, I will try to finish it in 5 minutes. Beyond that, I have other things to do. But she would spend maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, because that minute design decisions that she takes to make her design attractive is good, but it is not the necessity from the branding perspective. Right? So branding, stick to the brand guidelines, make it yes or no, and then slowly try to gain more experience in the design department. Learn from others. So I'll give you some examples of So this was a poster that I saw posted in the International Toastmasters group, and that's how I came with my rainy day poster. I have removed the name of the club because I don't want to, actually, I'm not a policeman of branding, but this is posted in, and similar posters get posted in global community, right? So as you can see, this person clearly requires some kind of training in branding. What logo is this? I don't know. The background, it's not a brand color. The fonts, they are not brand. This image is not part of the branding, but this is what many clubs do. So as a community that we have created, I really want to make sure that everyone contributes, asks. Okay? You can always ask us, and if you are not satisfied with the answers, write to branding@toastmasters.org. And then proceed. So this was another example I want to show you, which was created for our meeting on 3rd, and this is done by Priscilla. So this is an actual meeting, not a fake one that I created earlier. This is an actual poster where, again, there is a theme, but nothing in the poster talks about the theme. It's all about what we are going to get out of it, right? The images that convey that if you join Toastmasters, you will become confident, you will become a good leader. Now, what I want to do is, 1 hour, we cannot cover so many things. So as a community, I want to make sure that we can provide you with focused training. I have a poll where I want to know what kind of training you all would be interested in from the branding perspective. So I will launch the poll to get a pulse of what kind of training as a community of TI branding and design we should focus on. So I have a couple of things in mind, like just focus on the brand manual, deep dive into it, or I'll talk about the brand hub subsequently. Or you want a Canva workshop, you want an advanced Canva workshop, you want to work on LinkedIn, where a lot of potential Toastmasters exist. So you want to create a LinkedIn page for your club, start building community there. You want a panel discussion. So just give me some feedback. So based on what I think is what the audience needs, I will create these workshops in the right order. Oh, so you all want all the workshops. So there is enough interest in every topic that I have listed. So I need to prioritize them, that means. The one with the highest would probably be the first. But I see that a lot of interest is there in advanced Canva, which is good. But obviously, the prerequisite is introduction to Canva. So I will probably do it in that order. I see there is a lot of interest in LinkedIn also, which is great. Let me share with you what kind of feedback I have received. And this is what you all have to say. And based on that, we will create focused workshops that deep dive into each aspect of what we have briefly talked today. But in general, the idea is look at it from brand first perspective, go through the brand manual, look at all the resources, ask the questions either to us in the community or to Toastmasters at brand.toastmasters.org. We have around 8 minutes for a Q&A session. So, Priscilla, did you receive any questions?
Yes, let me go through the chat.
Please feel free to post a question or raise your hand. So if you want to ask the question directly, maybe we can ask, we can unmute you all. But in general, I hope all of you all got some good idea. And this virtual background that we prepared sort of highlights the elements that we should be using. So you could use this virtual background, by the way. For
Okay, Toastmaster Dinesh has a question. Oh, sorry. Going to Q&A. Toastmaster Dinesh has a question. How much does the Pro account cost? The Canva Pro account, I think.
So one of the things that I could be discussing when we are talking about Canva possibly is to show you all, or at least to give you all an opportunity to try and apply for a Pro account. Because as Toastmasters, if you hold some responsible post, technically you are entitled for a Pro account. I have a Pro account for the last 3 years, which was given to me under the Canva for non-profit. You all can give it a try. Even most of the time they reject it, but assuming that you get it, you will get it for free. But if you don't and you want to pay for it, maybe for a club or for a division, then it is $10 per user per month.
There's a question from Faiza Khazi. Can you share any resource on making compliant videos for Toastmasters, and what are the requirements for it that are different from posters?
Okay, I'll leave that for Bindu to answer because she has the experience in that.
Yep. So this is Fauzi, is it? Fauza Kasi. Okay. Now this is all you need to do is to visit the video guidelines in the brand manual. So if you would have just gone through the brand manual, you will get a list of it. But in general, what it says is we need to have a disclaimer stating that it is not directly related to Toastmasters, whatever you have created. Okay. There is second thing, what you can do is once you create, if you're a first timer, I would suggest you send it for a trademark use approval, because then you know what is right and what is wrong. Third, what they say is the last frame should have a copyright stating your club, or if it is for the area or the division or the district, mention it very clearly and the month of release of the video. This is because if the video is being just shared in the social media, it is to trace back to the club or to the area or the division and the district where the video has been originated. Okay, hopefully you would have understood. If not, please go through the brand manual. And if you have any further queries, please contact us.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bindu. There is another question coming from District 105, Toastmaster Hari Prasad. Can we use the non-Toastmaster pictures which are not having any copyright issues?
The answer is yes. In fact, I normally recommend people to not even use Toastmaster pictures. Use your club pictures. Of course, now it's a bit difficult because we are in Zoom meetings, but when you have a physical meeting, maybe even take pictures of your members speaking. Those are the best PR pictures because that's what your non-Toastmasters will see. If I come to a Toastmaster club, what am I getting? I'm getting to get on the stage and speak. You know, those are your first level of photos that you should ideally use. If not, of course, use the Toastmaster branded photos that are available for free. If not, any non-copyright images in Canva, especially if you have a free account, pro account, you can use a lot of available images. They should just follow the same, what is mentioned in the brand guidelines. The guidelines are very clear. It says, find a picture which shows people that are engaged, that are, as speaking, networking. Those are the things that you should look for. And if you create those images or you find those images, feel free to use them.
Yes. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Kajitin. Another question from Toastmaster Nasreen. What is the best way to merge between the name of club and Toastmaster logo for profile picture?
Bindu, you want to take it up?
Yes. Now, depending on the social media, all what you need to do is go to the brand portal. Okay. And there are, if you're using Facebook, there's a Facebook cover and a Facebook profile. How it should be, you just download the PDF, key in your club name, what was required, and then save it as an image, upload the same. This is one way of doing it. Or create, the do's and don'ts in the brand manual, right? You have seen the logo and a text which says, I am saying it. So similarly, put in your club name under the logo with enough spacing and save it as an image, and you can use that as well. But I would suggest go to the brand portal, download those cover pictures and those profile pictures, customize it to your club, and please use it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bindu. Thank you, Toastmaster Bindu. As you can see, Toastmaster Bindu is reiterating, go to the brand portal, go to the brand manual. This is exactly what this whole workshop is about, just directing you towards the brand manual so that you become a brand champion using the brand manual, which is there as a point of reference for us to create our posters. Now, coming to a question from Fabian, can we use clip art on Toastmasters Canva posters?
No.
Toastmaster Fabian, answer is simple, no. You can refer to brand manual to make sure that this answer is right.
Yes, it's very clearly mentioned. Cartoons, illustrations, clip arts are not to be used. So it's very much highlighted and in bold in the brand manual. So again, back to the brand manual.
Yes. There's a question by Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, VPPR, Bahrain, IT Toastmasters. He says, is there any other repository of images other than TMI brand portal?
So I can share some examples now because this would be interesting. So what I will do is let me share my screen. Now, as I said, if you have a pro account, things are much more easier. So if I go to photos, for example, and if I choose, I can search, and technically all of these photos can be used. At least for me as a pro account, this photo, for example, these are photos which are described in the brand manual. It should be like this, so I can use them. Obviously, if you don't have a pro account, your choices become a little limited. If you are working with a free account, they will ask you, I think, $1 per photo that you use, which we don't want to. We are a non-profit. But if you go down in Canva, especially if you're using Canva, there are certain places like, I guess, Pixabay, Pixabay. They also have some images that you can use for free. You don't need to pay. So if you go to your Canva and if you go to the apps, there are a couple of sites that they have provided free. One is Pixabay. Let me see. Pexels. One is Pixabay. I think these are the two ones that I have tried, and they have millions of photos, by the way. And I'm sure you'll find something that is not from the Toastmasters website, but you can use. So let me check, for example, networking, not the computer. Yeah, something like this, for example, is good, right? It might not be as good as the pro account that you have, but you do get good, reasonable images if you want to try. Just make sure they comply with the guidelines mentioned in the brand manual. So those are your resources other than Toastmasters brand images.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Kajetan. There is a question, is there anything wrong if we use the theme of the meeting in the poster? Would you clarify again? This is from George. And Toastmaster George, I would like to answer that question. If Toastmaster Kajetan can share the poster that I created for our meeting on the 3rd of July. Well, Toastmaster George, as you can see, there is a theme here, home away from home, because our Toastmaster of the day is an expert at talking on how we can settle in the GCC countries, because we are in Kuwait, and the best strategy to make the Gulf countries your home. Now, this is a theme, of course. This is what he wants to share his knowledge. But if you see, I made it very clear on the posters, the name of two speakers who are going to be the main speakers. The prepared speeches are going to be delivered by these. And we have an education session, which is going to be done by distinguished Toastmaster Kajetan. This is to practice your speeches with Udly. If you see, I have highlighted, or rather I've put it in a box where it is visible for everybody to see that there is an education session happening. So if your meetings, your meeting could be theme-based, but to generate audience for your meeting, to get non-Toastmasters especially, and Toastmasters to your meetings, this is how I would have designed a poster. I know when Toastmaster Dimatu told me that he wants to talk about how to settle in GCC, I saw it that we are doing hybrid meeting across the globe. Nobody's interested in settling in GCC except for those who are living in GCC. So how do I attract the rest of my audience to come to the meeting? I have highlighted education session over there. So you have to play with and make sure how you present your poster, make it brand compliant, and have the essence of Toastmasters to get more members to come to your meeting. Nobody's thanking me for that.
Great. I think we are out of time, but officially that's the end of the meeting. But we can stay back for a few more minutes. I will stop the recording, but we are free to answer your questions. Whoever wants, please continue the questions session.